Today I'm talking about all the variations of the Nintendo Wii, the magical 7th generation box that captured our hearts and broke our TVs. As always, much of the information comes from consolevariations.com. I'll only be talking about consoles with actual differences here, so just packing in a new game doesn't make the cut. You know the drill, let's get into it. First off, we got the basic launch model. Released in 2006, this one is, well, it's a Wii. Not a whole lot I can say about this. I mean, it's white, kinda shiny if you keep it clean, comes with a stand to keep it upright. The launch price in the US was $250, and yeah, I mean, it's a Wii. You get what you see. Finding a new Wii in 2022 is gonna be a bit tough, as you can imagine. Pricing seems to be around $400 to $450, but as of recent months, it seems the average price has dropped quite a bit. Good conditioned used Wiis seem to go for anywhere from $70 to $150, and used Wiis without the box are dirt cheap. Not as dirt cheap as they used to be, but sub 50 seems pretty reasonable. Now, the standard rating I give for all basic consoles is a 3 out of 5. I've always enjoyed the simplistic design of the Wii, and the disc tray glowing blue is something I wish modern hardware would emulate more. I'm a simple man, so for me, more lights equals better. Since the base model Wii was selling out fast, Nintendo didn't really have a need to create new variants. It wouldn't be until 2009 that a new color was introduced, and at launch it was only available in Japan. Later in the year it came to Europe, and in 2010 to North America. Normally I'd go through the number of units released for each variant, but when it comes to the Wii, a lot of them have millions upon millions of units produced. And that does something interesting when it comes to pricing. Generally, a black Wii will cost a bit less than a launch version, likely because it's often newer, and anybody looking to buy one for nostalgia will likely go for the original release. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I don't know. I really like the original Wii color scheme, but I think that's just a lot of nostalgia. In late 2010, we saw the 25th anniversary of Super Mario Bros., which meant a red Wii. Yeah, it's just a red Wii. You got some Mario games with it, and that's what it looks like. I've seen new ones sell for $400 to $600. There's a lot of listings for stupidly high prices that, I mean, no one's gonna pay for that. Used and loose consoles without the box, they'll tend to go for fairly standard Wii prices. I'm starting to feel like the review system I have is falling apart again pretty fast. How do I score red? How do I describe how red makes me feel? In 2011, Nintendo introduced a new Wii model, whereas the original version is RVL001, with the RVL standing for Revolution. This would be RVL101, and it would be something of a controversial box. Unlike its predecessor, this was designed to be used horizontally, which is why the logo orientation is different. It lacks any GameCube compatibility. It doesn't even have the GameCube controller ports. This makes several Wii games unplayable in the process, but I'm not sure if you're gonna care about those. The justification here is that it's the family edition. Anybody who was a fan of Nintendo or Nintendo games likely already owned a Wii by 2011, and this was designed for more casual buyers who weren't interested in the backwards compatibility feature. But yeah, it was just a cost-cutting measure. The standard price of a Wii by this point was $149 with a bundled in-game. This model would receive variations in both the launch white and black colors, alongside a new one, light blue, which was released soon after the new model dropped. It was originally released in conjunction with Mario and Sonic at the London Olympic Games. In the USA, it was a Walmart and Sam's Club exclusive, but all the Wiis up to this point were global releases, meaning that none of them were really that rare. Pricing for this seems to be lower than any box I've talked about so far, and you can pick one up brand new for $200 or so. In 2012, after the Wii U had already released, Nintendo made yet another Wii model. And this one, it's kinda weird. RVL201, or more commonly known as the Wii Mini. It was a completely different shape than the original Wii, and it had a rather striking red and black color scheme. Now this had some issues. It was designed as really the most simplistic possible version of the Wii. No GameCube support still, but it also removes some basic functions. The SD card slot, that's gone. One of the USB ports was removed. It only supported composite cables. It lacked the ability to use the LAN adapter and couldn't even connect to the internet. Why would Nintendo do this? Well, it was cheap. Really cheap. $99 at launch with a copy of Mario Kart Wii included and a Wii Motion Plus controller. It was a top-loaded machine rather than having that smooth-ass disc slot, and everything about it just seems strange. But honestly, I like it. I've always liked it. Maybe because it takes away so much, and it looks so weird, and it released so late, I don't know. The original Wii and the Family Edition were discontinued in 2013, but this lived on till 2017, and even then it never saw a Japanese release. Well, that's not all. There were several very rare Wiis released over the years, and if you're new here, keep in mind I'm only talking about licensed and official releases here. So no, not the solid gold Wii worth 300,000 euros. Not today. First, we have the Ati Wii, one that was made to commemorate the release of the system, given away to several ATI employees who worked on the GPU. It has a nice engraving on the top and says, "We did it." That's fucking adorable. 5 out of 5. Next, we have the Art of Wii Collection. This started as a sweepstakes, Canadian exclusive where customers could input codes to My Nintendo. Remember that Club Nintendo wasn't in North America yet. They could be entered to win one of 6 custom consoles. Each one was designed by a different artist, one of a kind, and they all look pretty great. My favorite is this one by Andrew Song, because, I don't know, it looks cool. But yeah, I'm not an art critic. I don't know what you want me to say. Finally, we have the Super Smash Bros. Wii. It's got Mario, it's got Bowser, and it looks real good. It was the grand prize for winning an official Nintendo Smash Bros. Tournament in 2008, right before Brawl released. Created by Crystal Icing, I assume it's covered in crystals and icing. It came with a signed copy of the game, a 42-inch TV, that was big back then, and an audio system. Not much else is known about it, but hey, it looks great. 5 out of 5. I kinda forgot to review half of these, but whatever. The Wii definitely has the least amount of variants I've seen yet, and it makes sense because the Wii's meteoric rise gave Nintendo no incentive to create new models. By the time they started, the console was already on its way out. It's been interesting going back and finding old articles and comments of people getting so excited about just a new color of console. Region locking specific variants, and when they'd come stateside, it was a big deal. And that's kinda charming. After seeing so many variants of GameCubes and Xboxes and PS2s, also the Dreamcast, this was a nice change of pace. That's really something that sets the Wii apart, and I appreciate that. And if you appreciate this video, remember to like and sub...